skies. The scenery's crashing down to let all the truth be found. Didn't belong, had to move on to somewhere that I could be. Open my eyes and see all of the beauty in front of me, giving back all the energy that the lights of society that would kill it. Me quietly now, I found myself out of my head.
Everyone I meet knows Southeast Asia, but when I mention Myanmar, only a handful know of it. There it is. I knew Myanmar was one of those countries that's quickly changing and adapting to accept the growing number of tourists arriving each year. I had heard many times Myanmar compared to Thailand 40 years ago. I knew I had to get there quick to see if the country had still withstood the influence of the outside world after lifting its border restrictions only a few years before. I arrived in Yangon, the former capital of Burma, the former name for what is now called Myanmar. I had a few days to explore Yangon and the south of Myanmar before I would be heading to Bagan in central Myanmar to meet up with some cool Germans I'd met in Thailand literally the night before. But first things first, I grabbed some new friends at my hostel and hit the rails to see what Yangon was all about.
This is Tanaka, and it makes me beautiful.
It was a pretty cool train used for commuting around Yangon and all sorts of things like transporting goods to and from the markets. The train actually did a complete circle around Yangon, all for the price of about 50 cents Canadian. There were some fruits and vegetables that I'd never seen before.
Hey, what the heck is this thing?
I went down to the town of Molamine with seeing reclining Buddha statue as the excuse to go there. The town itself was really interesting, a sort of mix between tourism and industry. We sampled local culture with a bottle of homemade spirit we got offered to buy off the street. The reclining Buddha was one heck of a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Next, I went to check out Naypyidaw Golden Rock. They loaded us into these hectic rock trucks modified with rough bench seats to haul us up the mountain. The coolest thing I noticed first was there was lots of tourists, but hardly any were foreign. Almost everyone was a local visiting something amazing in their own country. I hopped the bus to meet my German friends up in Bagan, one of the most beautiful and iconic spots in Myanmar.
There is a tour you can do in the guide.
We're about to enter our first pagoda.
Have you heard the story of the pagoda witch?
No, witch.
Alright, what's the name of your bike?
Rudy. Oh, I have to think about it. It looks like Pegasus. Pegasus? Yeah. That's Pegasus.
Pegasus.
Okay.
Alright, mine's Black Beauty.
Oh, Black Beauty. Yeah. Oh, Rudy likes Black Beauty. And
It was
Pegasus.
so crowded.
Yeah.
Sven,
Crazy.
what's the name for your bike?
I think it's called Dieter.
Dieter.
I like this German name. It's a
Okay,
real
so-
German name.
We have
So
Dieter,
this is hello
Rudy,
Dieter.
Pegasus and Black Beauty.
Black Beauty. That's a really nice one.
Can you do it?
Wait.
Okay, wait. Now it's your turn. Oh, we're not that professional. Oh, yeah.
Are they? Oh no.
Yeah.
We followed Maps Me to scout a place to watch sunrise. And I think this is the sunrise hill. Right here. This thing.
This here.
To the left.
This no.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing place.
Sunrise spot, small hill, not worth it.
And it is right.
I think it's quite nice.
We met two new Israeli friends and fellow filmmaker Sam from USA and decided to start a 2-day trek from the small town of Kala to Inlay Lake. And in typical backpacker fashion, we spent the evening planning.
Here we have like a steep fall. I'm not gonna do this.
Feeling quite like Frodo leaving the Shire, we set off through an eclectic mix of natural scenery and tiny villages. As we got closer to our first homestay on the trek, we passed through incredible chili farms where farmers pick and dry chilies all by hand. Although the price for chilies is currently rising, at the time of my trek, our guide told us an entire bag was only selling for about $3. Along the way, we stopped by some monasteries and small villages.
Again.
Bye-bye. That night, we were put up in a homestay where we got to enjoy a great home-cooked meal and get to know our guide a bit better.
You want to go for secondary school or so high school? You have to go for nearest city.
Okay.
And the
Wow, that's crazy that you learned English though.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah,
Okay,
amazing.
Really good
impressive.
job.
It's okay, thank you very much.
Hey, what's up?
Oh my god,
What's up, guys?
Wow, why are they so cold? Full of water and in the shade all the time, so.
Okay, panda, panda.
Would it cut me if I shave?
If you what?
Would it cut me?
No, it's not cut, but you'll be dirty.
Minglaba, minglaba. Tata.
He's watch out because
Yeah.
he's biting. I
But
don't
it's
want
play
you to know.
biting, so.
No, he's playing.
But
of course.
I don't know how sick he is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
Oh no.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
The next morning, we set off towards the monastery that we'd be spending our second night. Yeah, see?
You ready?
Okay.
Okay. Look again here. That's so much fun. I want another one.
Wait a second. Something wasn't right with that opening shot of the monastery.
Everything, yeah?
Maybe if we shower now, it's not that cold. Maybe if we shower now, it's not that cold.
That poor kid took the ball right to his face. We of course made sure the kid was all right and taken care of. There you go. Say hi. We started our third day with a very short distance left to reach Inlay Lake. Finally, after almost 3 full days of trekking, we made it to the shores of Inlay Lake. Here they were going to load us up in old-style fishing boats and give us a quick tour across the lake to the main town site where we'd end our tour. We settled into our hostel and decided to spend a couple days relaxing and wandering around Inlay after a long, hot trek.
You don't know if you should take 2 steps or 1.
We left Inlay Lake and headed for Mandalay, the former capital of Burma. We had heard that it had access to both historic sites such as the Ubane Bridge and numerous waterfalls. We hired out a private driver and headed for a secret waterfall that we just learned about. Naypyidaw Waterfall is probably getting a lot more popular and well known, but when we went, we were the only people at the lower falls. our taxi driver and guide. Are you gonna die? That's the end of the road. Yeah. Only the GoPro can go. We headed back into Mandalay to catch a chill sunset at the Ubane Bridge. As we approached the end of our time in Myanmar, we decided to have one last hike together to go check out the Pieno Luin waterfall. After our morning hike together, I hopped back on a bus and started to make my way down towards Yangon to end my time in Myanmar. On the way, I made the must-see stop in Naypyidaw, where I immediately hired out a taxi to show me around the ghost city. Naypyidaw's claim to fame is that it's a capital city built for the expansion of the country. It's okay. But because hardly anyone's moved there, the streets are basically empty. So this is 8:30 p.m. Now it is 8:30 p.m. but they're it's okay. After being told off by the police whistles, my driver was nice enough to drive me up and down the road so that I could get my video. Though I'm not sure if driving laps right in front of the police was completely necessary. 8:30 p.m. and there is not anybody on this road. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 or 15 lanes on this road. Rumor has it that if they ever needed to get their country's leaders out on an emergency, they could use the roadways as a runway. Pretty sure one day this is definitely not going to be a tourist attraction, but it's pretty cool right now to see how big this city is that they built to be the capital city, and there's hardly anybody around anywhere. It's pretty awesome. There we go, we got one car. I left the city behind and continued down to Yangon. Just gonna try writing that. I met back up with my German friends and spent a couple days just hanging out and chilling around the city. We met a couple people at our hostel and decided to try the local betel quids, which is basically a mix of tobacco and the local areca nuts.
What does it taste like? Well, it tastes like soap. Like
They cover it in soap. Smell it.
I think the taste is different. Sometimes they mix it with different spices.
The thing I'll always remember about Myanmar is the friendliness of its people. If there's one word I could use to sum up Myanmar, it would be Mangalaba. Hello.